Dear ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the European Women's Rapid Championship. Let's have a look at the ceremonial first move. We need the image of the first board, Etienne, and one of the main sponsors of the event, Ina Bova, the owner of the art newspaper Chess Lover. She just made the first move on the board, where Nina Bova, yes, is playing with the white pieces against Alexandra Kosteniuk. And the round 6 just started. Amir, welcome once again.
Good morning.
Good morning. How did you sleep?
Really, I need it.
Well, at least one of us, did sleep a little bit. So I'm counting on you. This will be a very grueling day because we have 6 more rounds today to determine who is going to win, the European Rapid Crown. The Blitz Crown was won by Alexandra Kosteniuk on the first day of the festivities of this chess. This is a chess celebration in Monaco.
Exactly.
We have a record number of participants. Okay. So just now? Okay. I will leave Amir in the studio for 2 seconds because we have a small interview and then I will come back. Amir, just if you may. Okay. No, you cannot. You stay here. You stay here.
Раз-два. Эльмира в маечке, а в пальто ничего?
Нет, я специально Жан-Мишель заставила. Dear chess friends, it's such a pleasure for me to welcome in the studio Mrs. Ina Bova, art collector, chess lover. I think it's most important for us, and of course the patron of the Monaco Chess Federation. Welcome, Ina.
Thank you very much. I just would like to explain my appreciate for Jean-Michel Rapé and to Zurab Esmailashvili for this great opportunity to be here. It's great honor for me to be here, and every time great pleasure to be involved in chess world and in this great family, very intelligent family. And again, thank you very much.
Thank you, Ina. For our chess audience, I wanted also to add that Ina's two sons, they are playing chess and they're participating every year in the youth and world championships. So we wish them a lot of successes this year.
Thank you very much. We don't expect any maybe high level for them, but we are very glad that they play chess and take place in that championships, because I think it's very, very great experience for every kid and for every person to play chess, to take part in tournament like this, or like junior championships. And we are happy to be here, and we are happy that our kids play chess.
Merci beaucoup.
Merci. Merci beaucoup.
Мы с вами увидимся сегодня вечером. Да, я вам представлю моего супруга Жофри. Приготовить что-то для вас, конечно. I am back, like Terminator. Yes. So, what happened in my absence, Amir? Did you watch a little bit the game?
I was there with you.
Yeah. Well, you were there where it's the action is.
Yeah, it's there.
But I thought the
Where
action.
you are is the action.
I said the action is on the top boards here. So let's have a look at the game. Yes, we have to warn our audience that 10 a.m. is not the usual hour for the chess players and for the chess commentators. So a lot of mistakes, I think, are going to happen.
For sure.
But also beautiful moves, of course. So, okay. This is a very well-known theoretical position, and the time indicates that players know it very well. So almost 15 minutes on Alexandra's clock. So what you need to know that this tournament is played with a time control of 15 minutes plus 10 seconds, which is added after each move, which is completed by the players. So they have this nice opportunity not to lose on time, for example, with an extra queen.
If you compare with many years ago, we played time control was, for example, 5 minutes for the whole game. And that's sometimes you had your position was completely winning, but you hadn't time to win. But now, if you're winning, you can win. If you're completely winning, you can win.
But also, it was quite a surprise for me yesterday and we saw it on our screens, that the legendary Nona Gaprindashvili, she failed to make a move and she lost on time, even though her position was already difficult, but still, as you can see, with a lot of pressure and with this will to find the best move, anything can happen.
Exactly.
So, Alexandra Kosteniuk against, Nina Bova against Alexandra Kosteniuk. So let's have a look and maybe go through a few games here. So for me, this position is quite balanced. What is the idea? I think the idea is, as you can see, that there are absolutely no pawns in the center for black. So if white will be able just ideally to push f4, e4, e5, maybe white can claim an advantage. So because they have a pawn majority on the king side, and black, cannot easily push the pawns on the queen side. So that's the major plan here, but I'm not sure that it is so easy to to realize.
It's not so easy. In many classical game, we see even, a very strange move, f4, f5, to limit the bishop.
Even f4, f5.
You lose even, e5 square, but, just you limited the bishop. Because if bishop won't be developed, so the rook on a8 stay there, and that's, we have a huge advantage. So
this is such a lovely idea, and especially very peculiar looking, because you leave this pawn on e3. This rook is not on g3, but she played f4, and here not only you are restraining the bishop on c8, but I think that you also want to play f6, and destroy the pawn structure.
Exactly. But white and black both, they should play really accurate, because if just one mistake, it's game is over, because it will be tactical soon, after f5, and somehow maybe sacrifice the pawn.
But then I think that queen e7 is not the best move. Of course, we wanted just to demonstrate this idea. Alexandra, because I asked myself, so what would be the ideal square for the queen? So queen e4, I think, is a very good move. Why? Because she controls not only the f5 square, but also the queen will not be under attack in some variations. And so right now, how can you proceed? Because you cannot play bishop d3, because I will take on e3 with check.
And just to explain better, if you put black bishop on e4, is huge advantage for black. So the main principal idea, white shouldn't let.
So for example, I wanted to demonstrate your idea. So for example, if I play queen d3, because my idea then maybe is to switch to another plan. Yes, if you take, I will take with the bishop and play e4, e5.
Perfect.
But so now, this position, you think that this is better for black?
It's better for black because white pawn majority in king side is blocked. You cannot advance your e-pawn. You cannot push your e-pawn. So
after, for example, if I play bishop d3, you will play rook e8, and you like this position.
You have majority in king's queen side, 3-2. So it's better for, normally it's better for black.
Oh, when she played bishop d3, I just said that this move was not possible. And okay, Nina proved me wrong. But maybe this is
theory.
Analysis.
Normally,
yes,
I think,
because I don't know this variation very well. I mean, so deep,
Because you need really courage to sacrifice a pawn, without a home preparation.
And Nino loves those positions. Yes, because she's the player she strives for the initiative. So she's like fish in the water. Yes, in those positions.
What's great, you played with them for many years, and they were your opponents for many years. You know how they play, and so it helped us a lot. But
it's not only they're my opponents, my friends, my colleagues, but I also watch their games when they're playing in the other tournaments. And I am not sure if our audience remember. I wanted to remind them who is Nina Batsashvili. She made a draw with black pieces against Magnum Classical game. She defended this game fiercely. So, and Alexandra Kosteniuk, I'm not even sure that she needs a presentation anymore. Former world champion, World Cup winner, European champion. I told you, the only title she doesn't have under her belt is the World Blitz title. So I think she will try to accomplish the Grand Slam, if we can call it, if she can have it all. So she will try to accomplish it this year. So f5 was played and queen f6, because f6 was a dangerous threat. Alexandra decided to play queen f6. It's a very good move, but somehow I struggle to see how white can develop the initiative, because what I see here, Amir, if I could do this.
It's finished.
Yes, this is finished because now, yes, there is the queen on d3.
F6.
Yes, and then f6. But Unfortunately, how many moves does it require? I have to move the bishop, I have to put it, and it supposes that black does nothing. Queen b3,
Prophylactic move
yes,
to prevent bishop d7.
also looks at queen, like at this pawn on b7. So I think that Alexandra knows this position very well. Look at the speed that she's playing. She just played rook e8 and she still has 13 minutes on her clock. But Amir, I think that her position is
okay.
Yes,
safe.
it's very healthy. Yes. So let's have a look at a few games before the time trouble starts. Oh. Both of us had the same reaction because this position
10 a.m. morning,
it was at 10 a.m. in the morning, and I thought the king is already on h6. I was thinking, who are those insane people who are watching us at 10 in the morning? But we have also
first you saw the position and then you look at the name.
Yes, but we also have a few mildly insane players who have already the king on h6 and looking very confident. I think that Yulia Osmak, I played her, she always has a poker face. You cannot read her, it's like
it's like box competition. You king there, is come on, I'm there.
But what happened? Just let's come back. I think that here the position was more or less normal. I wanted to say, if this applies to chess, let's say this position is still theoretical, but then after rook c8, bishop b1, knight e4, we have. Okay, this started here. Sarah took on e4, d takes e4, and here she sacrificed the knight on f7. Wow, another lovely idea. She's awake at 10 in the morning.
That's why she captured on e4 to open the diagonal.
So queen b3 check. This is the very important follow-up. King g6. F5, another check. So
because just after queen b3, just to explain better, king e7 not possible because bishop h4 check and
yes, let's show it. Yes, because here queen after queen b3, yes, here bishop you h4. Have this deadly blow, bishop h4, and winning the queen on d8. So black was forced to reply king g6. And yes, absolutely. We can also show maybe that after rook e6, there was f5, winning the rook because the rook is pinned. For those who still didn't have their cup of coffee, f5, because in this position, white has to continue aggressively, so every move has to bring another piece to the game. Yes, each move is important, or it should be a check. But sometimes, as we've seen in Paehtz games, sometimes you can make a quiet move and there is nothing that you can do. This is the real beauty of chess. So king h6. How should you continue here? Because let's say the king is on h6. So I said that we need to check the king somehow. I see this idea, bishop g3, bishop f4. I also thought about f6, if it's possible, and then bishop h4, but maybe, yes, maybe it's too slow because you have this resource, bishop g7, bishop. Okay, let's try, because I think maybe.
But in the same time, after. Also is good for knight. I mean, after g take f6, yes. Knight g3, knight, yeah.
Okay, so let's see, f6. Actually, already played knight f4.
For queen f7 normally.
But yes, if this, then knight g3, yes, and might be interesting. But I thought bishop h4. Even queen f7, you see, we can attack. Okay, so maybe g takes f6 is not the best continuation in this position. And as you said yesterday, for some of us, it's much easier to attack. And I think that Sarah likes her position very much, of course. So knight f4 was played. Queen f6. Why is this a mistake? I think that Sarah wants to redeploy her queen. That's why she played knight f4. I wanted to understand the idea. Queen d1, queen h5 mate.
Interesting.
And queen f7, queen h5 mate. So now that queen f7 is not possible, she played queen f6 because
That's why f6, it could be interesting
to
to
include,
block it, yeah.
Yes, to include f6 and then, but then what do you, here we wanted to play queen f7, queen h5. That's why black, you have to understand the nature of the error, because when I see the question mark, I have to understand why. So black played queen f6, but what is the other way to come to h5? I can go queen d1, threatening queen h5 mate. Of course, there is a defense. I can play
h4 then.
Yes, queen g5, let's say, but then yes, we can play h4.
And queen take f5, g4, and g5 mate.
Yes, it's
Not
a lovely
mate,
line. No, but what can you do here? Of course, let's just show it for the beauty of it, because the queen is on h6. So every position that we will have in our analysis will have to end up in mate. Amir, you are responsible for all the mates today, at least in the morning. So I think, Sarah is still thinking, but maybe the image is frozen.
Oh, 9 minutes. So it's equal.
Etienne, I think that our images are frozen, so we need to refresh them. Okay, so g6 was played. And Sarah found queen d1. This is a perfect game. It's all started with bishop b4. What a sequence of move. Knight f7, queen b3, f5, knight f4.
Now pawn capture on g6, no?
Yes, you have to take on g6 first of all, of
queen
course,
g4
opening
then,
the f file.
Or knight h5 then.
But I have to take it.
Yeah.
Yes, on g6, because otherwise, queen of course
h5
comes into play and it's going to be decisive. So do we have some knight jump, or we shouldn't rush? What should we do here?
Queen g4 maybe.
Queen g4 with what idea?
Queen f5
and
queen f5, queen h4 check.
But let's say queen g4, we should demonstrate. I will make a move which is not necessary in this position. So what is your idea?
Bishop
h4.
h4. Okay.
But then queen f5.
Queen f5.
No, I think you have to be careful. Because
queen h3 check and knight h5 check.
Okay, this is the knight jump that we were looking for. So let's say our threat here is to play queen h3, king g7, and now we can win the queen and play knight h5 check. So because we were looking for another move here, but we don't have an immediate win in this position. What do you think? There is no jumps anywhere. Yes, this is queen g5, probably protecting from queen g4. And this knight, of course, is looking beautiful, but it's not going anywhere. Maybe after knight
unnecessary move, maybe.
Unnecessary, yes. Yes, you shouldn't lose time.
Exactly.
Yes, I think that's the very important thing in this position. Don't lose a single tempo.
You mean because it's not positional game?
Yes.
It's tactical. And you sacrifice at the same time. So
g6, Sarah is still thinking, and she is absolutely right to take her time in this position, because she knows that this position is like the second critical position in the game. The first one, started with bishop b4, bishop f7, knight f7, and now it's the second critical position of the game. Let's have a look. We have on the third board Bella Khotenashvili conducting the white pieces. No, it's Pauline Guichard. Yes, conducting the white pieces against Bella Khotenashvili. Look, Amir, another very unusual opening, because we have this bishop on c6 blocked by the pawn on d5. White sacrificed the pawn, I think, in order to achieve the positional advantage. So let's say if at some point black will decide to give up the pawn and to free the bishop, but then white has a much better pawn structure. That's the idea. At the end, you want to claim a small advantage, but which you will be able to convert maybe like 100 moves later. So, and I think Magnus taught us a lot about this way of playing chess.
Marathon games.
Yes, marathon games. But how did they reach this position? So, Okay, Bella, yes, she chose b6. It's a very interesting move order because you don't start by playing e6, and I think she was trying maybe to avoid the line that her opponent was playing with white, so bishop b7, and Pauline went for the most principal continuation in this line, which is d5, blocking the bishop immediately, and maybe she
And-
wanted to support it by
And
e4.
what's very important, after e6, a3 is golden move, a3.
And it was played. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Okay. So
because if just if we see from the beginning,
let's say
there
if
is a
e4.
variation. No,
Yes.
there is bishop
No,
e4.
no. Yes, we want to explain. Yes, why a3? Of course, we know that bishop b4 is a very like straightforward continuation because you're pinning the knight, and of course, putting a lot of pressure on this pawn. And you are at the same time also, I think, threatening, to change the structure. Sometimes you can take on c3, play d6, knight d7, and e5, and get some position which you can get from the Ninja Indian, but maybe Pauline doesn't play them. Maybe she doesn't like the structure, So you never know what went through Bella's preparation and through her head when she was, choosing the opening.
Exactly.
So that's why white played a very interesting move a3 here, avoiding all the lines with bishop b4. So Pauline is very well prepared. Take on d5, c6. I have to admit that I played this line as well with black against Nina Batsashvili. That's why I said Nina the first time, because I remembered that, Nina played this with white with me. So
what do you think about maybe e4 instead g3, just e4?
But this is considered to be actually a very good positional sacrifice. Yes, I think that e4 is possible as well. Let's see, c6, e4. I think one of the main lines also is to try d6. Yes, but there are so many variations here. So after e4, I think that the idea is that you will not be able to protect this pawn indefinitely. So I have to remember, if you take immediately, give check. For example, there is a very strange looking move, queen s7. I remember, maybe I had it in my analysis. So you will have to sacrifice a pawn anyway at some point, because let's say I'm threatening to take on d5 right now. So this is pinned. This is attacked as well. This is looking like the board by Hikaru Nakamura. I think we need to draw more arrows. Yes, but you have to be fully prepared here. I do remember that g3 is the main continuation. You have to sacrifice this pawn, bishop g2.
And somehow even maybe knight h3, knight f4.
Exactly. So knight a6. Why knight a6? Because knight is going to c7. Yes. Okay. You took the pawn, you have to go all the way. Yes. No. You have to try and protect it, because otherwise you will have this isolated pawn on d7 and white will end up with a better structure. So Pauline played b4, but I was thinking, what is happening after knight d5? Maybe simply exchange. Yes, bishop d5, bishop d5, queen d5, and finish the development. So
and castle.
So let's say knight f3. I think castle. I just said that this position is slightly worse, but maybe it's playable. Maybe you can play knight c7, d5, then bring the knight to e6.
Slight advantage for white.
Yes, it's slight. I always defend my grounds. Yes? So b4 was played. I think that Pauline, she wanted to leave this pawn on d5 and to activate her bishop, to put it on b2 maybe, or simply to avoid knight c5. A lot of ideas here. I don't understand. Why is this a mistake, Amir? Because I'm half blind in the morning anyway. So what does the computer say in this position?
Knight take b4
Knight.
is, yeah.
Knight
it's-
b4.
Yeah.
What?
Knight take b4.
But why can't I? Wait. Amir, I think the idea is you take and if bishop d2, d4.
d4.
Can it be? Let's try.
D4,
No,
yeah.
Yes, because I
Yes,
think
is it?
this is such an unusual,
It's-
tactical idea.
When you
Yes.
forget your bishop on g2, it
And
could
so
happen
if
to
you take
Pawn
here,
take
you have this intermediate
and
take.
c2 check.
This is such a lovely idea, especially
It's
for
very difficult to find.
for those minds in the morning, who are struggling. But I think yes, night before. Oh my God. Okay, now I understand. Of course, you have to be careful. This is move 9, Amir.
Yeah.
And such interesting ideas are already present on the board. Oh, let me have a look. Just a second. Alexandra won, and she was completely.
She had better position.
She had better position, but at some point, yes, when I glanced at her position during the middle game, she was completely winning. And of course, so I think that Nina Batsashvili failed to claim that, failed to develop her initiative. So let's have a look at the game between Elizaveta Hrebenshikova and Elisabeth Paehtz. We have small technological problems with our cameras. We will get it back to you in a few seconds. But Amir, as you can see, the state of technological singularity is not here yet because we are awake and we are doing the commentary. But
that's the, the best
please,
example.
Yes, please notice that
the best example.
Yes. It's one of the, I think, the most beautiful demonstrations. Yes, that's why you still need us. Well, we will become obsolete at some point, but well, I'm still waiting to see a best stand-up performance by AI. So why? Yes, artificial intelligence. Yes, and then we will see if we can make jokes. We're safe.
Elisabeth Paehtz, rook f6 again, another blunder, so it's completely winning for black.
Wait, but why did she have to play rook? The rook was trapped. Trapped. Yes, sorry.
Only move it was knight e2, but exchange up for black and completely winning. But it was worse what she played.
Yes, so Elizabeth actually is playing, she's doing very well in this tournament because let me have a look at the standings because we cannot bring them to you online, but Elizabeth is in the back,
Her opponent just 10 seconds.
She has 4 points and the leaders are Nina Batsashvili, Sarasadat Khademalsharieh, Yulia Osmak and Alexandra Kosteniuk. So Alexandra just won her game. So she's, for the moment, the sole leader of the rapid event with 5.5 out of, this is the 6th round. Yes, it's almost a perfect score. And Sarah was attacking Yulia Osmak. And as you can remember, Sarah beat Alexandra in her last game in the Blitz tournament. So she tied for the first place and, she won the silver. So the same players are doing very well again.
Exactly.
Yes, in the rapid event. So let's concentrate on this game. So yes, Elizabeth is completely winning. We haven't seen Harriet Hunt against, so Petra Papp against Harriet Hunt. It was some dragon Sicilian, I suppose.
But white's taking
maybe.
Quality.
I have no idea.
Quality.
Yes. Okay, and
Completely
yes,
winning.
white is completely winning here, although maybe black has some practical chances. I have to find them because if white will be able to activate the rooks, maybe you need to open the C file.
Somehow,
point.
if you can play c3 and
Even though the bishop is still on G7, yes,
rook e3 and then c could be interesting.
Okay, so let's move on. Let's have a look immediately at this game because we left it at this point. So what happened? Sarah took on G6. Black is forced to take on G6. Otherwise, Queen H5 is simply devastating. But then she played Queen G4. Well, that was the move that you suggested. Yes, Amir. So Queen F5 was played because she needs to protect against Queen H3 and Knight H.
Queen H4 normally is there.
Yes, so Queen H3 was the threat. Queen H4 check. King G7. G4. It's like she is playing this game ferociously. But let's see why does it say that this is a mistake?
D5
why
maybe
the silicon creature, the
D5,
oracle?
what do you think? D5 and then knight e6, for the queen.
D5?
D5 and then knight e6 check. And you capture.
But then maybe I can take rook e6?
Rook take f5 then.
Yes, I always forget. Yes. Okay, of course. That this is
also
this was our
C3. Also
and
bishop C3 is coming.
Oh, D5 was such a strong continuation. It's a pity that Sarah missed it, but it's a fight. I was thinking, tonight I just couldn't sleep, and of course I was thinking about even now we're still so passionate about the game. We cannot leave the game of chess, and Nona is playing at the age of 82. I think that it's the struggle, the struggle is the essence of this feeling, even though, it's could be an ephemeral feeling, but the beauty of the struggle, what you feel, the aesthetic pleasure when you play the chess game, and also I think the intellectual pleasure which it procures us, I think it's indescribable. I don't think that there is anything else, especially I think for chess players. Yes. Of course, theoretical physicians, they will argue with us and they will say that there are so many things to discover. But I think for us, this is it. Yes.
Exactly.
And this is okay, D5 was the best move, but the game continues. And it's a fight. So G4, Bishop B7. Okay, attacking the queen. Then Queen E7. Why? She wanted to continue in this way because she failed to find something better. She wanted to take on E7. Take back the piece. But then...
Because the only move Queen take E7 or Queen G3. Queen G3 also was possible, maybe.
Just...
Queen G3, I don't know why.
We were talking about the quiet moves, so maybe this was this quiet move in this position. So, but what if I simply play Queen D7 and maybe you want to play D5 now and Knight D6?
Knight E6 to find.
And Bishop C3.
Bishop C3. And Knight H5 somehow.
This is also okay. There's so many possibilities. But okay, let's see. Sarah she was having probably at that moment very little time on her clock. So, she played Queen E7. She decided to get back her piece. She took the queen on F5, but now
black is okay.
Yes, black is okay. Of course, the worst is over. 3-2, 3-2. Okay. And, you have the opposite color bishops on the board. I still think that maybe black is a bit better here because you have this pawn on E3, which is very weak, and maybe black can I take it here?
Bishop C3 check.
And bishop then C3
rook
check.
E1, maybe.
Yes, and maybe, you mean this rook. Okay, let's say King H6. I am never happy to make those moves. And rook e1. So back knight f5. You know what I thought, that maybe this was a much important pawn than this one.
Of course.
Because now you can
You're gonna activate
create a
your
lot
bishop
of threats, and you have knight h4 and knight f3. This was a very interesting possibility, but once again, and as you said, you know, sometimes we have the pattern is that these are not our pawns, you know, so it's with each move comes a great responsibility. So I can understand that Julia wanted to recapture on c5, rook c5, so bishop c5, bishop c3, king h6, rook d1,
Rook
knight
d1, yeah,
e3.
knight a, but I don't know why not king f2? King f2 was possible.
I mean, not well. I think this is the key to this position. You should protect, you know, the pawn on f2, on e3. So you should play king f2. Maybe knight g2. Amir, you have this possibility to play knight g2. Because king f2, I was thinking maybe rook f8, g5.
g5.
Or g5 first, then rook f8. This is essential, I think. Here you also parry the threat of knight h4. What do you think?
It's okay.
The opposite
I
color
think it's
bishops,
equal
yes,
position,
yes.
and
Guarantee
you have enough.
white, yes, equal chances in this game. Okay, so let's have a look at the other games. So Bella won already with black. Yes, we couldn't continue our analysis. Yes,
Knight take b4 was interesting.
yes,
yeah.
knight b4. But let's have a look there. How did the game continue? So this was a castle. Everything. Oh, queen d6. Interesting. Yes, but at the same time, b5. Yes.
At the same time, now c5 square could be interesting for black knight. I don't know. Now knight
but
c5,
you know,
g6, or maybe
no,
g6.
but knight c5. Yes, knight f5
No,
was
you
a
take
threat.
you take the queen first. Just you know.
Ah, you mean immediately knight
Immediately,
c5?
and
Okay.
then g6 maybe. You know, as
and then queen c2 and g6. But then, yes, bishop,
bishop
f4,
f4,
winning the
totally,
queen.
yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
we're
Totally.
losing the queen
Yeah.
in every variation.
It's not
I
my
think
queen.
yes,
It's not
yes.
my
But you know, this means that you know we still need to wake up. But then maybe that's why she
g6.
took on d4. She wanted to exchange this dangerous knight. And knight e4. Okay, that was Bella's idea. You know, she wanted to exchange a few pieces and
what about g6
to make-
instead knight c5 g6 and to force him to take on a6? Not force him, but you know.
Let's say g6 here.
Yeah, it's possible.
Yes, probably, but I will probably never take. Yes, do I have another option? Because you have to keep an eye on bishop f4. That's why the knight on e6 is also very well placed.
After knight take d4, you know, you help white. And, you know, knight on e6 has a really good post there. You know, you control f4, you control d4. So it's better if there's...
Keep it there. Yes, I think that
you're pawn up then.
It's more flexible also. Yes, this is... yes, but sometimes when you very long time, also this, you are trying to parry the immediate threat. So you see knight f5, it's a very dangerous move. So she saw also this variation, probably knight c5 and queen b2 or queen c2 and then bishop f4. And so she decided to exchange the knights. But let's have a look how she won the game. You know, because she wanted to exchange this knight here. For example, if you take on e4, you simply take on e4, the diagonal becomes longer. This is for this bishop because before it didn't have any square here. So now it's okay, no? But even here, I don't understand why, like you can see the evaluation bar. It says that position is still balanced. Black is a pawn up, but maybe because this bishop is still very passive. What can we do
Queen
about
e3, bishop g5 maybe.
You mean queen e3 here, but then bishop
maybe.
g5?
Yeah.
Then you're forced to take, and I can take on d4, but then I will probably have to take here.
Yeah.
Bishop or?
Rook or bishop?
Okay, let's say just rook. What are we
Normal
trying
move,
to
yeah.
demonstrate? And I wanted actually to play queen e7. Not sure that I will be able to get this pawn back, but I want to play maybe rook c7.
That's fine. Maybe bishop take, with the threat e3. Bishop is protected on a8, maybe.
Aha, okay, I understand. But still.
It's like fish
Yes,
style,
this
it's
is
not
too
logical.
far.
Your move is much better, rook take.
But Pauline, she played this idea. She played queen b2, so maybe. Okay.
She preferred keep the pawn on d5.
Yes, she preferred to keep the pawn on d5, but then and threatening knight e4. Okay, so rook e1 was played. Yes, but okay, she has a very nice position. So what happened here? Rook c8, queen e3. She decided to attack the pawn on b6. But somehow, it allowed black to play bishop f6, exchanging the dark square bishops. And I think that this is the turning point in this game. I think that here Bella knew that she probably equalized, because it was very important to exchange the dark square bishops, get rid of all of the threats. And here, rook c1, check. Okay, now the bishop is stuck on f1.
Queen c7, rook c7.
Why rook c7? She could have played queen c7, but then it's still not over, because the weakness of your back rank can be exploited. So maybe what can we do here? Can I play this? I want to mate you. I just spotted the only idea. Yes,
d7.
Yes, the only idea I spotted in the morning was that if you play king f8, I can take on b7.
Rook take f1 first.
Rook f1.
Yeah.
Yes.
We have another guess,
we just finished the version. Okay, of course, this is too much. Yes, but you need to take on f1. But at least I saw this,
I saw new guess, Pia.
Yes. So here, after rook b7, rook f1 is needed, and only then, yes, you can play king f1 and queen b7. Okay, Amir, just for a second, don't go away. You have a lot of temptations. Yes, I would like to welcome to our studio. I will not start with the legendary. I will start with my friend, my dear friend, Pia Cramling, Grandmaster Pia Cramling, who inspired, I think, everyone present in this playing hall. Welcome, Pia.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Pia, we didn't have a chance yet to go to analyze your games. So please tell us a little bit about the Rapid tournament. How does it go for you? How do you feel?
The Rapid tournament is not going so well. I feel quite exhausted. So I feel that this is one of the problems with age, that you don't have the same energy as before. And it's quite a tough schedule. So I just felt that I could manage a bit of the blitz, but in the end, it became quite hard also. And here, yes, I have a tough time, but it's just such a beautiful tournament. And I really like this idea of having the blitz and rapid together, to have it in a weekend, and we can see how many players were here. There's so many players. I wish there would have been more from Sweden, but the days were not so good, so we were actually more last time. But it's just such a beautiful tournament, and I think it's just very important to have it. And I wish there were more tournaments like this, even if it's not a European Championship, but you had more tournaments like this with rapids and blitz, where you help the women, so the women are a big part of the players. It doesn't have to be a female tournament, but you support the women. I think that's very, very important.
Yes, so that's we're addressing our sponsors, potential, patrons. So yes, if you have this idea or any idea to organize wonderful chess events, I think that Pia and I will be ready to join.
Absolutely.
Pia, I wanted to say last year, but it was almost 2 years ago that we had this beautiful ceremony, and well, some may not know that 2 years ago, Pia was awarded a beautiful trophy by Prince Albert. So tell us a little bit about the ceremony, and was an award to reward you for the career and for what you accomplished and for all of these years that you played for the Cercle d'Échecs de Monte Carlo.
Yes, no, it was of course very, very beautiful. I'm very honored that I was invited to come and that I got this award. It was held in the casinos. It was just so beautiful. It was just an enormous experience. And I believe that the support from whole Monaco, also for, Jean-Michel, all the work that has been done. We can see it with all the tournaments which has been organized here, which is very, very important. Also, I have been playing for the club since 2006, I believe. Is right, or 2007?
Yes, we started the initiative in 2006, but we played our first European Cup. We are the survivors. Yes, we played all of them in 2007.
Yeah, so it's just such a long time. But you can see that there are so many tournaments organized here in Monaco. Also, so many ideas coming from here, new ideas
Yes.
on how to play and how, and tournaments you need to have. And this is just, you can see it. It's just you can see it with the club. You can see there were lots of players. You can see also when I spoke about this tournament, I knew there were lots of players who wanted to come because it's in Monaco. Everyone loves to come here because it's a very beautiful place, but it's also very nice to play chess here. The tournaments are very well organized, and you feel like home when you play here.
Yes, I had the thought, Pia, that in a world which is constantly changing, and Monaco is Monaco Chess Club. I meant that it's this rock, it's always there. We have this long-lasting chess tradition. I think the president of the Monaco Chess Federation, Jean-Michel Rapper, has worked for the past 30 years to create this environment, this sports and professional environment to popularize chess. I think that now, we can see that the results are very important. Pia, tell us a little bit about your family, because you have a chess family. Well, your husband Juan is a grandmaster, but I think that now the whole world knows the name of your daughter, Anna Kramling. I think one of the most popular chess streamers in the world, and you participate in those streams from time to time.
Yes. No, sometimes I, or sometimes her father, Juan, he also joins. No, we are both very happy that Anna find her way in chess. But it was her way, and you can see that she enjoys it very much. And I think this is just a very important way of popularizing chess, because you can see there's so many people, there's so many persons sitting at home and they love chess. And with this, with the streamers, with the online chess, you can be at home and you can get into this world. And so I think Anna is doing fantastic work. There are other streamers also are doing very, very good work also. And you can see that chess is really for everyone, it doesn't matter age or wherever you are. It's really open for everyone. And it like we are a very, very big family, and this family is growing enormously now. But yes, so I'm just happy that Anna found it. Actually, when it all started that she was commenting in Wilton Cup, she was invited to comment there.
The traditional tournament organized in Stockholm, yes?
Yes, of course, you have to say that. Yeah, I know what it is, but of course. And I said, to comment when you can play, I felt like this. But she wanted to do it, and she liked it so much. And then she was invited by chess.com to comment for the World Championship. And so it started like that. And then she really found it. And it's great. We're very happy for it.
Well, it always brings a smile, on my face when we are talking about, your passion and your family's passion about chess. So before we go, and I know that you need to prepare for the next round, let's, wave to our captain Yes, in Stockholm. Yes,
Yes, of
I know that
course.
he is watching. And Birger, we love you all. And this is a small digression that we can allow ourselves. And well, all the best of luck, in all the competitions. And I also wanted to say, I really hope that Anna will be able to come and maybe do a stream here with us, and also to participate in the event. Thank you, Pia.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Amir? Who is doing the commentary? Dear chess friends, welcome back. And here are the pairings of the 7th round of the European Women's Rapid Chess Championship. Here I am in the studio in Monaco with the Grandmaster Amir Bagheri. I am International Master Almira Skripchenko. Even though I think that here in the studio, Amir, I no longer know who am I, because I have to run, to different dimensions, so it seems like I exist everywhere at the same time. So the 7th round is about to start. Amir, I know that Alexandra, because we left that Alexandra won her game. So what are
Sarah lost also.
Sarah lost. Okay, so it means that Alexandra and Yulia are tied for the first place after the 6th round. Yes, let's have a look. Yes, they have 5.5 out of 6. And followed by Bella Khotenashvili, Anna Ushenina, Petra Pap, who is doing very well in the rapid tournament, and Elisabeth Paehtz, 5 out of 6. So the tournament is not over. We have so many rounds, exciting rounds, and before I left the studio, we had Pia Cramling with us. So many wonderful players. And yes, let's update our chessboard because we need to analyze the games. And I can see that Maria Yemelyanova, one of the most famous chess photographers, just arrived to Monaco. And if you didn't have a chance yet, please check her pictures because yes, she makes wonderful chess portraits. So Monica Calzetta on your screen, I can see.
So we have the
Anastasia Savina. Okay, I need to have my glasses because even with my glasses, I don't see anything now without my glasses. Okay, let's have a look at the chessboard. So Alexandra,
we start from beginning.
Yes, let's have a look. So Alexandra Kosteniuk is playing with the white pieces against Yulia Osmak. Both players are leading the event so far. And as you can see, she is using, she sticks to her guns. Against the Sicilian, a very unusual opening d4, queen d4, or maybe something very obvious to us now, because we've seen a lot of games played by Alexandra in this tournament. And against e5, I would say in Russian, because I struggle to find it in English, we say the Vienna game, yes, so knight c3, bishop c4, but Yulia played it differently. She chose bishop b4.
It's interesting because Carlsen, you see his opening is not really always usual, and he surprised his opponent.
Yes, but as I can see, because Alexandra started with bishop c4 first, knight c6, and then she played knight c3. So she invites Black to play bishop c5. I wanted to show you a small idea in this position. Please. No, it's just that, okay, it seemed that, that at some point you could also play bishop g4, queen g4 here,
G4.
Yes, but nowadays, there are a lot of complications here, but this is a very interesting move. Of course, you just want to take on g7, but this is not far from over. But of course, Black is very precise here. She played knight f6, so d3.
Knight f3 is a mistake because of knight take e4.
But it was played, by Sarah.
By Sarah.
Yes. That was the game.
So we don't say but Black is okay then after
yes,
knight
I think
e4.
Was this played? Knight e4, 5. I think yes, that was the game.
Equalize.
Yes, bishop g6. I think, castle. And here Sarah went for knight
D4,
e7, and Alexandra had a very comfortable
she had better
advantage.
position, and
Yes, here.
Sarah complicated position, and with very good calculation, she won in last round.
Let's have a, this is a different approach, bishop b4. So bishop g5. Because I thought that at my time, I remember
My time. Come on.
in a galaxy far, far away, I knew that you have to take on c3. So bishop 4, your idea was to take on c3, and you play this position, even though that white has managed to play bishop g5. But sometimes you can have this position from the 4 knights, but where the bishop is on b5, but which gradually, is transferred to c4. So I'm not sure now what is the latest trend in this position. You can play d6, but then queen f3, so h6 has to be played here. So, and after bishop h4,
Not
I am
D6
thinking now
maybe.
d6, yes, with
Bishop e6 maybe.
yes. But maybe it's the matter of taste, as you said, yes, or it's the matter of fashion. So what is the recent fashion here? h6 first. Julia went for the plan with d5. Okay, g5, bishop g3, d5 immediately. Because even though that you have so many attackers, yes, of this square, but this knight is pinned. So black can actually play d5, e takes d5, and knight takes
e2
d5.
maybe. Then knight e2 maybe
You
is the best.
knight e2 here to protect on c3, so you can take with the knight or even with the pawn.
And then,
I'm not sure what is
and
best here.
h4 coming normally.
Knight e2, and then Alexander played queen d2
Queen
here.
d2.
What is the difference?
Bishop take d5 is the threat.
Yes.
And
Bishop d5.
bishop takes
yes.
c3. Bishop
C3,
takes
bishop takes
c6.
c6 check. Yes. So let's show. We will make just a move which doesn't have anything to do in this position. So this is the threat, because after bishop c3, you have bishop c6 intermediate check. You have to take, and white is winning a piece. Okay. A very important detail, nevertheless. So maybe forcing black to take here. What do you think?
Now bishop e6 also maybe, I think it's possible.
Bishop e6.
Yeah.
But then knight e2.
Knight e2.
Knight e2. And
what about queen d7? Long castle somehow. F5 then,
Yes, what I like about black's plan is that for the moment, of course, this bishop is attacking the e5 pawn, but you will always be able to play f6 and f5. You have both possibilities. So f5, let's say the idea is, of course, simply to win a piece, to play f4, and you will have to deal with this. And even if you will play h3, you will probably need to play knight e2. I'm trying to understand and be able to play f3, but I don't know or you have to try to play h4 immediately.
h4, g4, you
G4,
fix the bishop.
Fix the bishop.
And then f5, f4, could be interesting for black. So bishop e6, normal move.
A very interesting play from Julia. She seized the initiative immediately. She was given the chance to equalize with black, but she went for more.
And now black may be threatening knight takes c3 and then bishop takes c4. Pawn take and then pawn capture the bishop on b4, bishop.
Just show it,
Yeah.
Amir, yes, because it's not all for our audience, yes, to picture those variations.
Maybe knight take, and after these, maybe you have this move. This is not possible because of pawn structure.
Yes, this is a horrible pawn structure. So
and here maybe bishop here.
And attacking the g2.
Bishop is.
But so, okay, this is an unusual position for us. So we have to find a new approach or a new take on this position, because this is a unique situation. This is what chess is about. You have to adapt. You have to adjust yourself to a new reality. Yes, so we were talking about theoretical physicists. So here it is. So I think that even though we don't want to play f3, maybe we will need to play f3 at some point, because
but Alexandra played, bishop b5. Interesting. Bishop e6 was played by.
And she played bishop b5. This idea exists in the Italian gioco piano, but not in this type of positions, because very often when black plays an early d5 with the bishop on c5 or the bishop on e7, sometimes the bishop, even though seems like it is losing a tempo, plays bishop b5, pinning the knight and attacking the e5 pawn.
And the suggestion, computer also suggests queen d6, which was played by,
So computer thinks that bishop b5 is a mistake.
It's a mistake, and queen d6 is
the best move
is better position for black. So she played also queen d6 now.
But so after queen d6, what did Alexandra miss? Did she think that she can take?
Each move is a new threat, because after bishop takes c6, queen takes c6, and bishop takes e5, we should calculate.
Yes, of course.
What happened.
So, yes, we need to understand.
And now
you have this maybe f6.
And then I take c3, queen take g2 maybe.
Okay, let's try. So bishop d4, knight c3, and this also shows the depth of their calculation, because if they're going for this position, this means that, Yulia had to calculate. So knight c3, bishop takes c3, attacking the b takes c3, attacking the bishop on b4. But now maybe queen g2, as you mentioned. So c takes b4, queen takes h1.
Castle.
No, wait. F3, because now the bishop protects. That's what I was thinking. So you had to see so far, and you had to understand that maybe here the queen is not trapped. So let's continue the variation, castle, because you are castling and at the same time attacking the bishop on d4. Right. You cannot stop here. So what can we do here? If we play bishop e3, I think maybe I can bring my rook and
then g4 even.
And then g4, yes, of course. So what else can you do here?
Queen f2.
Maybe queen f2. You want to castle long and then...
the computer suggests rook take d4.
Already here?
Yeah.
Rook d4.
Queen take d4 and queen take h2 with huge advantage. Winning position for black.
Okay. Okay, so yes, you're absolutely right, and the computer is absolutely right. Yes. So even though, yes, we are castling long here, but this is a very important material advantage and positional advantage as well. Yes. So this bishop is wonderful. This is a very nice pass pawn. Yes. So yes, I understand this. So after bishop b5. Queen d6, Alexandra, I think, calculated this line, and she had to resign herself and to play knight g2.
And in compare with when we were playing our generation, it was not a stockfish. It was not many engine. Now players, they they analyze their game with computers, so they can guess computer moves easily.
Yes, as we said yesterday, the computers are forming now, and they're changing the prism, like the way we see the positions. And I actually talked with Alexandra while she was playing during the Cairns Cup. And at some point, she didn't make a move, which was very obvious to me. It was obvious also to Yasser Serevan, but changing the structure. But she told me, I've analyzed with the computer so much that sometimes I don't know what is right or wrong. You were not basing your calculation on the decisions on general principles. You know that computer will prove you wrong. So you're trying to calculate as much as you can. But sometimes the decisions are simple, which is not the case in this position. We just saw that this position is very complicated. So knight e2, and Alexandra is ahead on time. Yes, it's a very big advantage in rapid. So, can Yulia, because she played g5 here already, but even though, sometimes in especially in recent games, even if you play g5, you can still castle short, but maybe she can castle long here.
No, castle
What
is,
do you think?
I think
But then, okay, wait.
bishop takes,
The bishop takes,
queen takes,
queen takes. Now,
bishop
if we
takes.
go for the same line, she still takes on g2 or not?
F6 your move.
Yes, but f6, I can still play maybe bishop d4, but I'm losing here. How do I lose here?
I was thinking of knight c3,
yes,
but
let's try.
a computer move,
Yes,
change
I hope it's
everything.
okay.
Bishop h3, and it's somehow it's bishop h3, and black is winning. So
Oh my God.
in rapid games, not so easy. It's not at all easy. to
No,
find.
but this is unless you saw this idea in advance, this is not an easy move to find. Bishop h3. Okay, yes, let's show because you're attacking on g2, of course. So g takes h3 is
Knight
not
takes.
possible because knight c3, and now this rook is on prise. So computer, what does it say? Wait,
Castle, knight takes e2,
castle here.
and then you take the bishop on d4.
Yes,
is
okay.
not
No, but
protected.
still, it's
C3,
like
then
castle and okay, yes, but this position is absolutely winning. But well, I really think that this is not a human line. So, Yulia started by knight a4. Actually, I thought about this possibility because
maybe she didn't see that she can sacrifice e5. Oh,
yes,
that's
exactly.
why.
But also, very often we are tempted to put our knights on such squares. I think, it's very human.
Yeah, but in the same time, for white is easier because bishop captured the knight,
Yes.
and now
And get rid of this
Yeah.
bishop finally. Actually, we were thinking that it was a bad piece, so
so
I think that maybe it allowed Alexandra, yes, to take on e4.
she
G takes f4.
she took on it.
Let's see. I would actually take like this. Not sure.
Yeah, so I prefer with e-pawn.
E-pawn,
Yeah.
yes, you also.
You
Yes, I would take G, but I'm trying to understand what is. So G takes f4. She wanted to open the G file, of course, for the rook. But on the other hand,
and e for a square
yes,
is just you play f5, and then is okay for black. If we hadn't pawn on f7, it was different because e4 pawn was weak, e4 square was weak. But now it's okay for black.
Okay,
but with
see.
e much better.
A3. Okay, and pinning. Yes, because she wants to gain the control of this square. I understand. So queen c3. I just wanted to remind our audience that if you tune in only now, if you woke up and you're one of those psychopaths, who grab their coffee and yes, and you're running to our broadcast. This is the game between Alexandra Kosteniuk and Yulia Osmak, and it actually could decide the title because both players are leading the tournament with 5.5 out of 6. And both of them are very much in form. Alexandra Kosteniuk won the Blitz crown 2 days ago. And she told me that she is very much looking for winning yes, another title. She already did this, by the way, Amir. Did you know?
You said the only medal she wished to take
is in the... Yes, she is missing the World Blitz title, but what I wanted to say that she...
It's for second time here, yeah?
No, that in 2019, there was a Grand Prix organized in Monaco, Women's Grand Prix, but also Women's European Rapid and Blitz. So Alexandra started by winning Rapid and Blitz and winning the Grand Prix. So she, well, I don't know what is left for the mere mortals, I told her that you should leave something, like in tennis,
As a motivation,
yes,
again.
we had all these players winning. We had Federer, Nadal, and Djokovic winning all the major events. And whenever another player would succeed, I think that he thanked all the three for leaving him this chance. So I think so. That we have this situation here, but now see, Alexandra managed to spoil the structure, and maybe she's better now. She
And
played f3. This is a very good move. So first of all, because I think that Black was threatening to play f3 and change the structure or to weaken the light squares.
Now it's not so easy for Yulia playing in endgame against Alexandra with a lot of experiences.
Mm-hmm.
Her decision was great, Yulia played d5. She wanted to play tactical against, one of the best players in the world. So it was a great idea.
It was up to the challenge. Yes.
But now in endgame is not so easy, playing endgame against.
Because this is a potential weakness, actually. Because if I will manage to I don't know, maybe king f2 is better. No, but I also thought so. King f2, bring in the rook to d1 and play d4.
What about g3? You can play also g3.
But I think, I thought that king f2, h4.
So h4.
Yes, this is the logical continuation for me. And now I thought, okay, let's say I will play rook d1 because I want to weaken the pawn on f4.
You forced her
f6,
to play maybe c5 first.
First c5. Okay, I didn't know because then, hop, and how are you defending it?
f5, knight a4,
c4. Then maybe I will play b3.
Or something.
Can I play b3 then?
Yeah, b3,
a4, yes, or maybe, no, I keep the
king b7 then, knight a4,
king c6. Mm-hmm. Okay, you have your own resources. As I told you, I cannot have it all. I have to find another weakness, but I wanted to show that here, after rook d1, c5, maybe rook e1, c5, rook e1. I wanted to force f6 and then f4. Knight f4. Yes, I wanted to illustrate that there is still a tactical idea in this position, even though that it is an early endgame. Okay, but a lot of things happened here. Alexandra decided to play g3, b3. So she's playing against these pawns and maybe this pawn as well. King f3, f5.
So she had to play h4 to prevent g3. After g3, is...
No, but actually Alexandra started by g3. You see, she didn't allow her to play h4. So, that's how you choose. You say, okay, what is my opponent's next move? She understood that h4 is a very important resource in this position for Black. And she started with g3 and not king f2. Okay, so this is the actual position on the board. Alexandra just played g4. The pawn is pinned. Yes, so you can take a-take g4. Maybe she is going to win this pawn in the long term. So what can you do here? Because f takes g4, f takes g4, maybe rook h8 just to illustrate. But then you bring another rook to h1.
And knight g3 then?
And knight g3, and this pawn is lost, and those are
4 island.
Yes. Okay, now I can say 5 years. Because I was thinking about pawns, but not islands. Yes, but now we have 5 of those. Yes. Okay, and e4 was played here. She actually took on e4. Okay, e4. But maybe you can simply take here. What do you think? And keeping the pressure.
It's a gift from opponent. Why not?
So it's not a great gift, There is nothing poisoned, Here, let's have a look. Maybe rook e8. I'm trying to find the idea because she wants
knight f4 also, not f4 to control more, and maybe even g5 somehow.
Yes. and even g5 may follow, of course. So, okay, let's leave this game for a moment.
I think it's winning.
Yes,
Simply
because it
winning.
looks rather winning. Well, it's a technical win, but you need to be precise, of course. So, this is Bella Khotenashvili playing against Anna Ushenina. And Amir, whenever I look at the position, I struggle to understand what is going on. What was the opening? You have the king on g7, a very unusual structure. Probably it was the same Grunfeld with a4.
Exactly.
How did it go?
So
no, it was not. It was knight g7. Okay. Well, this move, I'm aware of it so far. It's a very interesting move because why I wanted to explain the move order. So knight f3, d5, g3, knight d7. So here, if Bella would continue bishop g2, actually Anna's move order allows her to play e5 here.
E5.
Yes. So that's why Bella has to switch and to play d4 here after knight d7. But this is not the position. You cannot get the king's Indian attack anymore. So she has to switch to another plan, d4. That's why I thought it was another Griffin. But here you have this.
What an interesting move.
Yes, but I know about it because you are stopping c4.
Anti-Catalan.
Yes, anti-Catalan. But here, white
A4.
came with another move, a4, threatening to play a5 and questioning the whole opening preparation. Yes, so the setup, a5 was played, b3. So first of all, of course, restraining this knight, but maybe preparing c4.
And Anna played well, bishop f5.
Bishop a3. Just, Amir, I am really impressed because those moves are not obvious at all, because she starts with bishop a3. She knows that she needs to exchange this bishop, so otherwise black will not be able to develop because the bishop is on g6.
It's not big deal if you lose if you change your bishop with knight, because it's not open game, and you have some idea to change your bishop, your black bishop with white bishop. It's okay.
But this strategy, knight h4, f3, and when the bishop is on g6, this allows you to play bishop a3, so you force, you're not forcing black, but black has to play e6. You need to develop this somehow. For example, if I will play knight f6, I will simply continue bishop g2, and you are going to play e6 anyway.
Maybe it's not possible, but just let's try knight take g6 and e4. Maybe,
immediately?
Yeah, maybe okay. It's more logical to not give your pair bishop.
Okay, so you want to start with bishop g2?
Bishop g2 also is possible. Yeah.
Then let's say knight f6 maybe.
Yeah.
And knight g6.
Or maybe even e4 first. Now e4 take
let's
knight
try.
g. Okay.
I like this as well. So first developing the bishop and then e4. But then if I take on e4,
normally,
because your idea sometimes is to play f5 immediately.
But you like this move,
yes,
I see.
Yes.
It's tricky move in Greece especially. And e5.
No, but e5, it's not only tricky. I think this is a very strong positional idea, because not only you are trying to, first of all, to fix the center and to block this bishop. The bishop is going to be blocked by his...
You're gonna play for black squares. I mean,
yes,
bishop c5 and knight going to d6,
d7, and or maybe d6 as well.
C4,
or it depends. Yes, I like
maybe f5 then coming.
So e5 is a very powerful tool in this position. So just remember it. And it could be useful in many structures.
Almira, now computer give a small advantage for black.
Really?
Your move.
I thought that it was balanced,
No,
but I
it's
think
balanced,
it's
yes. Quite balanced, yes.
changes the character of the position. Yes, because as white, you play d4. You are so happy to have this powerful center. I know, but then e5 comes, and you have to face a lot of difficult decisions. Do you take on e5? Do you play d5? Then what do you do next? Then what to do with this bishop on c5? You know, so you can't castle and bring your rook comfortably to f1. So,
And please show us the idea, the knight to d6 and maybe f5.
yes, here.
You know,
So
pawn
bishop d5,
storm.
yes. The
Pawn
idea is to
storms.
transfer this knight to d6, maybe to d7, this one, and f5 is potentially. Yes, of course, you have to understand when is the moment to play those moves, but with a lot of possibilities. There's a wide range of possibilities in these positions for black. So, but Anna went for the most, I think, solid approach. She played e6 after bishop e3. Bishop h5. She decided to save her bishop. Yes, to keep the bishop alive. But
or maybe somehow f6 then. I don't know, f6.
And g4, of course, is not possible because don't forget that this knight is hanging, is in the air. So queen d2, g5. That was her idea. She wanted to play g5, knight g2, queen f6, h4, h6. What a wild game. What do you think, Amir? This is too much for me in the morning.
After coffee,
yes,
I
need. Yes, I
calculate better than. C5. That's why. Yeah, C5 for. And what happened then? D cap.
She took, yes, knight d7 because she wanted to capture. I think that potentially she thought that, let's say, maybe I just want to demonstrate something. This is the position. I want to visualize an idea. So let's say rook h2, knight c5, and then maybe b5 and a4 and exploiting this possibility. Of course, this is too far, and white can always play queen d4.
You don't.
So she wanted to open the position, and it's understandable, but knight d7, as I said, you always have this chance with white to trade queens, and don't forget that this rook is going to be undefended if you trade queens. So, okay, a lot of things have happened. Let's see, g4, e4.
E4. I don't know, e3 also, e4 is good, but e3, because queen
supporting the queen, yes. So you want to take
d4,
yes,
and bishop b5 is a threat.
But if what is this? But I wanted to play rook c8 and to take on c5 anyway. So I'm not sure you have time for this.
So you don't help me to play, bishop b5.
No. I think that's why Bella played energetically. She understood that here E4, you have no time. Yes. So e4 was played. E4. D takes e4. So now if we take on d7, the knight is hanging. Yes, let's show it. Yes. So because the queen c3 and the evaluation, I think, changes dramatically.
Which king is
here.
more safe? Which king?
So e4, d takes e4, f takes e4 was played. So take, knight c5. She won this pawn back.
And just now, if e5 is only move, because if you let black to put his knight on e5 is horrible. e5 maybe some problem, tactical problem. Knight e7, knight c6.
Okay. Yeah. And Anna, yes, she's this opportunity immediately.
Please, instead e5, what we can do?
Just a second. We will show the actual position on the board.
So
I wanted to show that almost like in a few moves, everything changed, and Anna managed to activate all her pieces, and she's probably much better now, even though that the position is materially balanced.
Bishop
so this rook on h3 is very active. This rook on d4 is actually very awkward. You cannot go rook d3. This bishop is controlling all the squares. So
after bishop e2, knight c6 coming.
So you think that e5 was a very important mistake in this
Yeah.
game? So yes, I agree with you. It allowed knight d7.
White played
can we-
e5 to prevent knight e7, knight c6, knight e5. It's coming from her understanding. It was okay, her evaluation, but this move has a tactical problem. After knight e7 is weak pawn.
Okay, so another game. Let's have a look. Elizabeth, we haven't covered her games yet. So so for the moment, there is a material statu quo.
Majority in
Yes,
queen
yes,
side.
but there is always a but coming. As you can see, yes, what Amir meant, 3 pawns against 2 on the queen side actually gives white a considerable advantage because this is an endgame and this is a bishop endgame. So, and the bishops are already looking there, you know, so they're already controlling all the possible squares where you're going to promote your pawns. So, how do you continue here after b5? One thing is to say that you have this advantage, but how do you create this passed pawn?
Bishop e2, she played, but maybe king f2, king e2, king d2, and then when your king is in the center, you know, you start.
But I
Bishop
understand.
e2.
She played bishop e2, she attacked b5, and I think that after a6, okay, the natural idea for me would be to play a4, and that's how you create at least like one passed pawn. But here, you know, maybe you can like you know, defend it, and but okay, and you cannot easily play c4 because now the pawn on b2 is hanging. Yes,
And if you move your bishop from the diagonal a3 f8, maybe black plays a3, and
actually something else happened, Amir. Let's see. She played bishop b1, and I think that this is a mistake. Because I think it was very important, yes, to have this pawn a little bit
push,
farther,
make
yes, down the
somehow
road.
to
Yes, so
a3.
bishop b5, bishop a2, because now this pawn is was on a7 and it's a target.
Yeah.
So because there I wanted to protect it from b3 when the pawn was on a4, but bishop c5, a5, and now bishop b6 is winning the pawn. What do you think?
Yeah, it's false. Yeah, king f2 and
yes, bishop b6, and I think this is what was played. Yes, this is the exactly
now it's totally winning. You know, two passed pawns. So
the position that we have on the board, and yes, this is a technical position now. If Elizabeth doesn't spoil it, she will be able to win this game. But okay, let's have a look at our next game, where Inga Shakarashvili is playing against Antoaneta Stefanova, former world champion. So this is the position on the board. Antoinette has 2 bishops, yes, with a relative, material equality, of course, but these 2 bishops, I think, gives Antoinette a small advantage, but maybe a long-lasting one.
And the best result for white would be draw.
Yes, actually, yes, you're completely right. White is playing for 2 results here. This is chess jargon, what we say. You know that anything else is not possible here. So.
And this is the worst situation when we play, you know, when just we're playing for draw. And
you have to wait. Yes, you have to wait, but still, as we know, computer find a lot of defensive resources. So this also gives us a lot of hope now, because before I think you would feel doomed, but now you know that there are a lot of positions which you can defend. So, and even if you lose a piece, let's say, if the bishop is this one, let's say at the end, I can imagine which is on the board, and this is the pawn which is which is left. You can still make it.
The problem now is knight, Almira,
Yes.
knight on a4, because if you put your knight on c4, what you do with your bishop? So bishop on a4 is not active if you
Yes, you mean that this bishop has to protect the pawn
Yeah,
on
and then
b3?
the knight is not active.
Because you want to put the knight on c4 in order to create some counterplay and attack the pawn on a5, but this is not easy to...
The best thing how could happen to white is change the bishops. If we go to the endgame knight against the bishop.
Yes, we
white
need
is
to
better.
exchange those, but how do you exchange those?
Sometime if
Miracles happen, yes.
suddenly opponent forgot it.
No, those are stories from absolutely another time, you know. 1001
Knight
nights,
A8,
you know.
Amir, knight A8.
Yes.
You know, it's such a zugzwang.
Bishop c3. Yes, because we can follow the games on our monitor. Bishop b2, yes.
And maybe king coming, king g7.
Everything is happening so fast, yes, so we have to look at the board. So king g7, king f6, you want to improve your position.
h4, stuff, you know, just
make a move.
Yeah.
Can I bring my knight
and not
back?
let our opponent to think. Oh, bishop there.
Oh, no, but here she's exchanging the bishop because you can no longer protect on b3 if you take.
Yeah, and rook b1, then rook take b3 and
a4,
a3.
Yes.
So
no,
not useful.
This is actually yes, is a very good time to exchange these bishops. Yes,
very
because
beautiful.
let's say what I want to say. This you can
very
protect this.
beautiful.
Yes, this and let's say knight b5. Then you simply play a3
and then
a4,
bishop
a3.
e5.
And this is actually the continuation that we see on the board. We were trying to analyze it. There is no way for white to stop the a pawn. And she played knight a6.
Rook b5, no?
Knight a6. So what is the difference? That if you play a4 now, knight c5 and you take on a4. Yes.
Tricky, yeah. So
actually, you know what, Amir? Because I thought if you play a3, but knight b3 actually keeps the square alive. So if you play a2, you simply go away, you know, and
rook take b2 also.
Rook b2, yes. Rook b2 also is possible.
We need another copy.
Yes. no, but I saw that it's protecting.
Yes.
So,
rook b5. She played. She played.
A very precise move. So,
knight c7, rook b6, and finish.
Okay, knight c7. Yes, attacking the rook. But can I play still knight c5? Wait. I'm giving the knight. She did it because I thought that, you know,
so only practical chance.
Yes, but still, it's a very good practical chance.
But you take an a4, rook a5, Almira. Rook coming behind of the pawn. So that's important. It's not.
But let's say from the completely lost position,
better
yes, you are defending an endgame. Of course, you are pawn down. This endgame is still winning for black. But Antoaneta, she goes rook b8. She doesn't. She wants to keep.
Do you like it?
I don't know. I haven't seen it yet.
No, it's even not good move. You know, because you gave some chance to white. It was much.
But
better.
Can you play knight a4?
Yeah, but you know now it's completely changed. So
bishop e4. No, I like it. It's actually very interesting way to convert your advantage. She's transposing to
maybe b8. I think we had something better.
What did we have here?
Before. Okay.
You mean she could repeat? Yes, maybe knight a6, rook b5,
knight c5.
Knight c5. Okay, now what happened? Antoaneta won. Antoaneta won, so it means that there was maybe a blunder. The weakness of the back rank. Rook c6, rook b1.
Oh.
You know, so this was the...
for maybe for 10 minutes, you're not worried about your king. Suddenly you mate.
Okay, so what else? Okay, Alexandra Kosteniuk won against Yulia Osmat. So
she played also?
Yes, she's leading the turn, but we left this game here. But, you know, it was only the matter of time. That is the final position. She converted her advantage I think confidently. So let's just a second. What we didn't see yet? We have the Spanish derby.
What about this?
This is so Marta is playing against Sarah, and it seems that Marta is completely winning here because I can see an extra knight and
your
a
king
knight
is safe.
g6 is coming, queen f5 is coming. So how can you parry all these
And your
threats?
king
And
safe.
white is about to move, you
Yeah.
know. So that's
That's
the worst thing.
very
Yes.
important. The worst thing.
She decided to take on
Oh,
d5.
and queen e7
And
check.
queen e7 and knight f6. Yes. So this is. Marta is doing very well. She played
She
very well in
resigned.
Blitz,
Sarah resigned.
and you see that she feels, you know, she accomplished something. She beat Sarah, reigning Spanish champion. Sarah is such a strong player, so that was a sign of relief, you know. So even though that she knows that the position is winning, but she only allowed it when her opponent resigned. So this is a very important victory for Marta. And let's have a look at what's happening in Bella's game. We're trying to follow all the top boards. So this is the position on the board. And yes, we have now Elizabeth and Petra. So I think that black is completely winning here. Yes.
Knight check. Yeah.
So maybe you can simply take and play rook a2. And I want to take this pawn, you know, so I think. And Elizabeth just won. She's getting closer to Alexandra, so maybe she's going to be paired against her because Elizabeth
In
has.
Blitz, they didn't play together.
No, I don't think so. But now Elizabeth has 6 out of 7.
So maybe next game.
Impressive. So let's watch this game closely. Anna played rook a2, attacking the a4
King
pawn.
f5.
And rook b5 was played because, you know, she wants to grab the pawn on e5 and make a draw, but of course.
And also knight c2, knight d4 maybe. Knight c4 check, knight d4, but maybe not the best move. King f5 to simply win.
King f5, you think so? King f5.
And threatening knight c2 check and
Knight
d4.
d4, yes. Okay, so this is a very important threat as well, but I also want to take this pawn. So,
Wild knight, you know, is coming.
So rook h5 is probably necessary,
Okay,
but then
check,
knight c2. Where can you go here? King d1
and then you
knight
push your
d4.
pawn to f3 and king f4, king e3 for
So let's say I move bishop b7 to keep the bishop on this diagonal.
No, now is rook a1 check, king d2, knight b3 check and capture the rook.
Yes, the rook is very well, how do you say it's very awkward on a5, so maybe you should.
What happened?
No, she gave the e5 pawn.
Oh.
So we were analyzing, you know. No, but you can't give the e5 pawn. This is the key to your victory, because now she can just sacrifice her bishop for the pawn.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Okay, what happened? Well, she had 1 minute on her clock, so maybe she forgot that it was hanging. No, because this is very important to understand that now this bishop can be sacrificed at any moment, even if you play king g3 and you're trying to create a mating net, but I can always escape. I can always play king d2, king c3. The most important thing is not to blunder my rook. So maybe the best scenario in this game now is to get rook and knight against rook, but we know that this is a theoretical draw, but you still have to defend it. Yes, of course, you have some practical chances. Amir, this is unbelievable.
We're shocked.
Yes, we are completely shocked. And Anna, she looked disappointed for a while, you know, but she knows that she can't resign yet. You know, she still has to find, she's finding some practical chances here. So Bella played rook g8, by the way, because that was a threat, winning the
Mhm.
bishop on c6. So,
And now bishop d7 is a threat.
mhm. Yes, bishop d7 and,
Mhm.
winning the knight on g4, king d2. What can you do here? You have to go
Maybe rook a6, to bishop d7,
and
rook
rook
check,
this
yeah.
thing. But other than that, you have to go king
You can
h4.
check,
Yes,
check.
but maybe I can attack the pawn here. No, you have to go king g3 because my
Yeah,
bishop is
that's more
controlling the
logical.
the
That's
f3
more
square.
logical.
Okay, and what happened? Anna played rook a7 with the idea of controlling the d7 square. Mhm. And bishop e4. She wants to play bishop f5. Okay, 5.
She take rook a5 to control f5 square.
Mhm. But
And
can
in
I
the
play
same
bishop b7, for example? And I
for
want to
bishop
play
c8,
c8,
because
yes.
maybe bishop c6, bishop d7, rook d5
Yes,
check
exactly.
again.
That was
So
her
you
idea.
experience.
No, but I know because even when you play rook against bishop, sometimes you're trying to win, even though that this is a theoretical endgame. But one move can change the position dramatically because if you put the bishop on the wrong square, then I attack it and then I threaten mate or win the bishop. So bishop b7 is very
And the
important.
last game, yeah?
Yes, the last game, and it is on the board. So Bella knows that, okay, f3 was played. She's transposing to this theoretical drawn endgame, but
Maybe it's not the best zoom to.
let's see. Let's watch this game closely. So
Now it's
Mhm,
good.
mhm.
Now, knight e3 check. Mhm.
In order to mate, white king, you need to drive into one of the corners because it is not sufficient. This minor piece, the bishop or the knight, they're not sufficient if the king is not in the corner. And even though with the knight, the king can escape there. There's a small range of positions where you can actually mate. It happened to me, by the way. I lost. So I know, yes, because I was already in the corner. And I have very little time left. So I know that this is far from obvious, but the king is in the center, let's say, of the board. I'm not sure that black will be able to drive it to one of the four corners. And by the way, this is such a nice visual because, for example, if you have a bishop and a knight, but not, let's say, not rook and a knight, sometimes
That's more difficult.
when you have to
Choose it.
when you have to mate from this side, it's not easy from a chess player because you have to stand up and to look. Okay, what is the W mechanism? So where is this W letter? Because if you're sitting and everything is fine and it's H8 square and so this is fine, but very often I find myself telling that okay, stand up and have a different perspective. Rook h5.
How many moves they should take?
Let's say, yes, please tell Amir, because we have to remind our audience that you have a 50 moves rules. So black played f3. So after bishop f3, king f3, the 50 move rule starts here. So 64, they have till 114th move, and then white can claim a draw.
Great.
You never know. Maybe your opponent is so tired. It happened. People have fallen off the chair during the chess games.
And they don't write moves, that's why.
No, but here actually,
Arbiter should
yes,
be
Ian, we have specific regulations for rapid and blitz. Arbiter can intervene, but I think that Bella has the right to have a look at the score sheet.
No.
So this, I think, is also a possibility. For example, if she would have 3 minutes on the clock, I think that she has the right to stand up and to look at the score sheet. Where in our case, maybe an electronic recording of the moves.
Oh, interesting.
So Anna didn't improve the position at all. The king is
Not
still
at all,
yes
not at all.
in the center of the board, but they played 15 moves so far.
40, 10.
Mhm. So 35 moves left. But Anna is right because she knows that we are human, and well, I didn't allow myself the right to make a mistake, but we all make
Of course.
mistakes, and she's right to continue. She has to try.
Sometimes we lose like that, in
I see.
tournaments.
Now you cannot give rook h5 check, but now knight e6 you can. And
Not any progress.
yes, for the moment it looks like
It's
a
progress
small
for
progress.
Bella because now is maybe 15 moves past, So,
Oh no, more 20
More?
moves.
86.
Yes, 86 already because
I think-
everything is happening so fast. So yes,
So I
we also have to look at the score sheet. Because after this round, yes, we have to remind our audience that we will have a lunch break, and we
That's
will
good news.
I don't know. So
To take some
yes,
energy.
some energy or to sleep a little, take a nap, and all of us will be back at 2 for the final 4 rounds. So maybe everyone has left already, but
Yeah.
us and Etienne.
Etienne after us even.
And Bella and Anna, so we're keeping them company. Okay, I need some water.
Again, rook e3, rook d2. Rook d2, not big deal because after check.
But okay, the king is
F6. It's
on
okay.
b4.
Nothing changed.
No, because Anna just played rook e3, so she cuts black king from the third rank. Okay, now there are not too many squares left, by the way, there are only these 3 squares left. So, but now she goes back. What is she trying to accomplish by rook e5? Is she trying to bring her king to d4 and drive king to the a1 square? What if I play king b3 still? No.
Nothing happened.
But I think the rook was actually better on e3. Can we do something here? For example, I wait a little bit. So you have to give a check from... yes, but okay, this is useless
And king
because you give the
c4.
c4 square, yes, but king e4.
Again check.
Again check, yes, okay. Yes, I can't make any progress. Yes, I don't know what I can demonstrate in this position. So king b4. So this position repeats for the second time. Yes, we had this. So because we had rook e3 here. No, the rook was on, okay, here, rook h8, so king b4. Okay, this is the second repetition of the position. So if Anna plays rook e5 and then king b3.
Anna 12. 10 seconds.
No, she went for king c6.
Rook h4. Easy.
But why not king c4?
Perfect.
Yes, also,
Okay.
yes, I think, yes, there are a few
many moves.
options, yes, in this
Even
position
rook h6.
for white. So, but well, she's getting closer. So this is this is move number 92. So, and I think that Amir, I will leave you here because this game is about to end up in a draw, and I will get to our second studio. So I will see you
Great.
after the
Great.
after the break. Yes.
Perfect.
Okay. Just a second.
Bon courage.
Yes. Dear chess friends, I would like to welcome to our studio the president of the French Chess Federation, Eloi Relange.
Hello, hello all.
Yes, Eloi, what are your impressions about this tournament?
Well, it's a very nice competition here in Monaco. We have a very nice place for the players, so it's a very cool organization. And the tournament is amazing by the chess level. All champions are here, and we have a lot of French players as well, which is important for French Chess Federation. And I'm really looking forward to the games to see who will win this tournament.
Eloi, as you mentioned, the French delegation is one of the, I think, largest, yes, in this event. It has French national team players, and tell us a little bit about those teams. They are very competitive, many medals last year.
Yes, so the girls are playing very well now. They have beyond the chess level, which is obviously very good, they have a sports attitude, which is very important. Now it's like a collective, a team, a real team, and we are very proud to promote our chess players, female players, because it helps for the young girls. I mean, it makes some model roles, some perspective for them, so it's very important. And just now in France, we are very happy as well to have the same prices in the French Championship for men and women, and also the same fees when they represent France. So we just vote that, so it's equality, full equality for money at least, and promotion of our team female players will be very high now in France. So we try to really promote, because we do believe that it's very important to have young girls start playing chess. Now it's only 20%. We hope to go to 30-35% of girls starting to play in French Federation.
These are very important changes, and I also wanted to ask you about the candidates tournaments, because the French player Almira just qualified for this event, and I think this will be the major event for France and for the French Chess Federation.
Yes, Maxime Vachier-Lagrave has been world champion in Blitz, so we have our first world champion title, which is very impressive. This time, so we have two very strong players, and especially Alireza right now, which is between 2 and 5th in the world. So we expect that he will play his full level in candidates, because I think he played less this last year, so he seems to have to be working very hard, but not to play enough, maybe. And now I feel that Alireza has recovered the energy and the wish to show his strengths and to play more. So he qualified for the candidate, which is very important. And now in vacancy, first game he won impressively against Jordan van Forest with ease, with black, and so I do believe that Alireza can be, if he plays at his maximum, at his full level, not a surprise, but he can qualify at the candidates for the World Championship cycle. So it's very important for France, of course.
Yes, we have a lot of players to follow. And one last question, Eloi, before we go on break. Tell us a little bit about the French Federation role in the organization of the celebration. There is a 100 years celebration, which will be organized in Paris of FIDE, yes, founded in FIDE.
Yes, 20th of July 1924 was the foundation of FIDE, with 14 countries signing the first, the creation of the FIDE association. So it was in France. It was in the 9th district of Paris. That's why FIDE is an acronym in French. So Fédération Internationale des Échecs.
What is the address, by the way?
The address?
Yes.
The address of the 9th district?
Yes. No, but I mean, do we have the actual building where the agreement was signed?
I didn't make the visit myself, so I am not sure if it's the same decorum.
Okay.
But so if Marek is taking care of that.
Okay.
So we will make some exhibitions, some signing again with the same countries, so in the same place, which is important part. Gala dinner as well. Maybe go to Alekin's grave, which is in France, in Paris. And also giving the opportunity for young people, because we have a lot of activities in schools. So many young children are playing chess, of course. And we want to make them part of the thing, part of this celebration, by giving the opportunity to play a simul against a world champion, maybe 2 world champions, maybe a women world champion as well. So it's still to be decided, but it will be more than 100 young people playing in a simul. So it will be a great event as well.
Thank you, Eloi, and I hope that all these events and tournaments will inspire generations and more players will come. Thank you very much.
That's the role of National Federation, and the French Federation is obviously willing to do that.
Thank you.
Thank you, Almira.